You'll face an on-the-spot fine.
Also in tonight's programme, a sweet success story. The farm supplying Wimbledon with 30 tonnes of strawberries.
And boy, did we have a hot day today. Temperatures got up to the high 20s. There's a big change on the way. Join me for the details a little bit later on.
And if you have a story you think we should be covering on South East Today, you can always call us 0845 300 37 47 on the phone. Email us southeasttoday@bbc.co.uk or text us 81333 and start your text with the letters SE.
They provide mainly elderly people with reassurance that if anything goes wrong, they can get in touch with a care provider. Wealdon and Eastbourne Lifeline is a not-for-profit organisation which supplies telephone, care and health services. Our correspondent Mark Norman has tonight's special report.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. This is Isabel from Lifeline. Are you there?
This is a genuine call into the Lifeline Centre in Eastbourne. They take 2,000 calls a day, 800,000 a year, and are one of the leading providers of this sort of care in the UK. For the Chinese health workers, it's an insight into a new way of working.
A system like this would have a cascade effect, would manage a much larger area, much more automated system. So that would be quite something to think about. We try to acetate the method where either the patient is downloading the method to the apparatus and partly.
It doesn't matter which country you're in if you're at the other end of the line. Irene and Stanley use a number of the services, including the basic pendant with an emergency button that connects to Lifeline.
If I fall, I press this button there and I'll get something come through and ask what's wrong, and I'll tell them if I've fallen or what have you.
The Chinese visit is part of a University of Brighton course. They'll spend 2 weeks here looking for solutions to universal problems.
The challenges we're facing as a society as a result of people living longer or older people, the aspirations of older people to enjoy an active old age. In China, it's the same problem.
The population of elderly who need care is and the delegation and try to see which model or combination of a model suits Shanghai's management best.
And this type of visit will now become a regular exchange of knowledge and experience. Mark Norman, BBC South East Today, Eastbourne.
Now, Winston Churchill, the politician, it was the period that he called the wilderness years between the wars, when he left Parliament for his enforced exile at his Kent home, Chartwell.
But for Churchill the artist, it was a fruitful time when he turned to painting for solace. And those paintings are much sought after today. A never-seen-before work called The Vase of Orchids is up for sale at a prestigious art show in London. Miss Fiona Irving reports.
Tons of summer sun, the farm that takes the cream of the crop to Wimbledon.
Good evening. As the summer holidays near, many people in the southeast will be packing their bags and loading their car boots and heading from one of our channel ports to the continent. But from this weekend, if you're driving this route, you will need to carry 2 breathalyzer kits in your car or face a fine.
Yes, it comes as a survey reveals widespread ignorance of the laws on essential compulsory equipment which have to be carried in Europe. Robin Gibson reports.
The beginning of a stress-free holiday, or are you driving into trouble? Cross over to France and large numbers of motorists, it seems, are blissfully ignorant of what a French traffic policeman will demand of them.
I mean, all of this stuff I didn't